Manju, welcome to the Glitz Media. It's wonderful. We've been reading such a lot about you, and you've been such an illustrious as well as an inspiring person.
Well,
So,
thank
should we start too?
it's very sweet of you, and thank you for these kind words. And yes, we start immediately. That'll be lovely.
Okay. Manju, you've worn many hats. You've been the editor of an, illustrious magazine, Film Fair, Middle East, author, celebrity journalist, and now the behind Rajan Lal's autobiography.
Ji.
Could you walk us through your journey? You always wanted to be a journalist?
No, I was chosen to be a journalist. It wasn't intentional because I was doing literature. So I have an MPhil degree in English literature from Maharaja
Okay.
University in Baroda, where I grew up. I grew up in Baroda. There, I my father passed away in the year 2000, and the next day I got a call from the Times of India. Next day of his death. This is
Oh,
20.
okay.
He passed away in 25th August, on 25th August 2000, and just that week I got a call from the Times of India saying that come for an interview. Uh, I went there. My bua was sent with me because it was morning period, and I'm an only child, so it was just me and my mother at home, and relatives were
Right.
for the funeral. Uh, so my aunt was sent with me so that you know go for the interview because I needed the job. So I went to the interview and we went to Ahmedabad for the interview. My bua was sent with me, and there was no one to interview me. So I came back very dejected and very sad about what happened. Uh, and then a few days later, another call came from the Times of India saying that sorry, we couldn't, people had to rush, so you were not interviewed. So can you come back again? I go back again, and the same thing happens again.
My God.
There is no one to interview me. So this time I have lost my cool and I wrote a letter to Mr. King Shuknag, who was the resident editor at that time. A very, very strong, powerful name in journalism, unbiased journalism, I should say. And I wrote a letter to him saying that I didn't know how big he was. I had no idea. I was outside journalism, so I wasn't really in tune with the hierarchies of how a newspaper functions. I come from literature, so it's academics. So I wrote a letter saying, poured all my anger into that letter and said that I came here on this day, you were not there. I came here again on this day. What if your father had died or your mother had died and you were to do an interview and stuff like that? And I
Mhm.
wrote it by hand. So this was before the era of course, Google was around, but we are still not very
Right.
conversant. We didn't have smartphones. So I wrote it
Mhm.
cursive and write longhand. I wrote that letter and wrote there saying that I'll never read the Times of India ever again in my life. All those things, and I kept it on his table and put a paperweight. So two foolscap papers I've kept on his table, and I've come back and I told my mother in the next 50 years I will not get a job with the Times of India because, well, this happened. And my mother,
Mhm.
in my voice of reason, she said, okay, maybe that's destined. Maybe you carry on doing academics. That's what you want to do.
Mhm.
Another 3 days later, another call comes from the Times of India saying that, will you come for the interview? I said, no, I'll not come. I came twice, and this third time won't be correct for me to go because this is how you behaved. And then they were talking amongst themselves and said, if we come to Baroda, will you come to see us? So I was going to say no, but my mother, my voice of reason, said, they're just chasing you. A man chasing you is not going to marry you always. So it's like a chase. So they're just chasing you. You've not landed the job yet. So stop being arrogant. The best way is to go and take the interview, go attend the interview, and then say no if you don't like it. And she made me go because she wanted me to not harbor this. Like there was an opportunity, and she didn't want me to say no
Right.
because of this reason. So I went there, and by the time everybody knew what I had done, and people had called me and said, you know who you called. And for me, I didn't know the person. I didn't know. I was very ignorant of ignorance was bliss. So I had just reacted to what happened. I didn't know who I should react to, how. I was not schooled into this space. Then I go there and I face the man who, I mean, to whom I've written that letter.
Uh-huh.
It was very funny because I felt like a worm because, initially anger dies down, but you have to face your problem. You have to face the problem that you've created. You have to face it also, no? It's face to face with the person जिसको तुमने letter लिखा है.
Right. Mm.
And he looked at me and said, I'm sorry. And I found it so graceful and so magnanimous. You know, he had the grace to look beyond my angry words. I was a chit of a girl from nowhere, nobody knew me. But there was this gentleman, I just lost my father. And suddenly, God put this man in front of me who interviewed me. And the interview, I'll tell you how the interview went because I didn't want the job. I said everything negative about the supplement that was handed out to me because I said there is no literature, there's no poetry there because I come from literature. So for me, there's a certain gravitas to language that I enjoy. And then I just went on saying that I wasn't praising them. In fact, it was the right opposite.
Mm-hmm.
But everything I threw at them, saying that you don't have literature, you don't have poetry, there is no theater, the only whatever I would say. It's a supplement, like Bombay Times, Baroda Times. It's a smaller supplement.
Right, right.
Baroda is a small town. It's not even like Bombay where you have action. At that time, lesser action. And everything I was throwing at them was boomeranging and coming back to me saying that, great, wow. And I'm like, what's happening? I don't want this job. What is going on? And then they started asking
Maybe they just like the fact that you didn't toe,
because
you were not ready.
I wasn't doing this out of some spite. I was just,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it because I was like, why is this what journalism is? I mean, for me, people talk about journalists saying that, oh, ye hai. In my head at that time, I was 26 years old. So we can
Mm.
that arrogance or whatever you call it at that age. It'd be like, and I come from literature where you're supposed to be like some elite part of whatever. No, I don't agree, but I'm just saying. And then they asked me for my salary. And me being the small town girl that I was, they were offering me an amount and asked for 1,000 rupees more, thinking that I've had my revenge. And they said, yes, go and collect your whatever. I'm like, I got the job. And then my mother's voice echoed on in me saying that first you get the job and you decide whether you want it or not. I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I said, yes. And that was the turning point of my life. So, as I say, I didn't choose journalism. Journalism chose me. And I say that with all, what do I say? I say it with all reverence and a lot of gratitude because that defined to a large extent me. And we are talking today because of 25 years. I complete 25 years this year. Uh,
This year. Okay.
so it
But
is.
Manju, is it like from the beginning you've never tolerated fools
No,
gladly?
no,
You've never,
I'm otherwise very gentle. I'm not
wow, that,
confrontative. I'm not a confrontative person.
yeah, but
I
you're very
think,
clear cut.
yeah, but
You're very clear cut.
no
Yeah.
bullshit, no bullshitting.
Yeah. You don't take nonsense.
And there's also one thing, because I'm an only child, haven't had others fight my wars. I had to fight my
So,
wars.
mm,
So if somebody slighted you to an extent, you either fought for yourself. So basically, what I did, I stood up for myself, if I look at it.
right.
And that is a constant. I will, I can be the most amenable, adjusting person in the universe, but there is one line which I don't know. If it is crossed, then it doesn't bode well with me. I think we all have our quirks. We all have our,
Is it because you come from a family of very strong women?
I do. Yes.
Is that like,
No,
inside in
actually,
you?
my mother's also a very gentle person. She's not somebody who's again going to go look for fights or, we are not those people who will walk into a room and scream and shout and tell you, hey, you did this. Never. But, but if the
Nobody
fight
can walk
comes,
all
no,
over
but if the
you.
fight comes to the table that you're sitting in and somebody comes to fight with you, you don't give up.
Mm,
You're not,
right,
you're not,
right.
you're not cowering down. So you don't initiate the fight, but you don't also back out when somebody hits at you.
Right, right,
That's
right. And you're not a pushover. You're not the
No,
kind who can be
no, I
pushed.
am pushed over most of the time. And
Okay.
I'm hoping that I break that cycle, and I don't want to be a pushover because I can see how badly it can traumatize people. I'm
Yeah.
very empathetic, and this profession doesn't. I could see people were like jostling for power, that byline, I want to be here. And for me,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
come
yeah.
from this like, why? Why? This entire thing about I should get the first story, I should break the story, I should be this.
Right, right, right.
Because I'm not
It's a
from
very aggressive field. Yeah.
not from the field. I come from literature and poetry where everything is philosophy and everything is can be turned around into a certain way you perceive life. Not that it's the best field in the world, but I come from a certain perspective. And I feel that इसके लिए लड़ रहे हो, किसका नाम आएगा पहले, तुम्हारा, एंड दे आर ऑलवेज लुकिंग एट आज किसका आया, आज किसका, आई मीन द मेन स्टोरी किसका है.
It's
और
very
मुझे
competitive.
ऑड लगता था, अभी भी ऑड लगता है, क्योंकि इट्स वेरी टेम्पररी, राइट. दे ऑल्सो से दैट आज तुमने मर मर के एक स्टोरी की है, टुमारो इट बिकम्स
Hmm.
बेल का पेपर. इससे
Yeah, yeah,
ज्यादा
of course.
फिलोसॉफिकल क्या हो सकता है? What is more
Hmm. Exactly.
philosophical than that you have to prove yourself every day.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
And you can't rest on past laurels,
Hmm.
right? Every
Is
day.
it the same even now for you, Manju?
Yes, yes, it's a very strange thing, and I'm not saying this out of any kind of put on thing. No, you know me. I don't.
Of
I
course.
just feel that एक काम हो गया, आगे बढ़ो. Like the
Hmm.
book launch happened, a grand book launch happened in Dubai, grand book
Right,
launch happened
right.
in Mumbai. I was interviewed, I spoken to, but now next, what am I doing next? I cannot.
Hmm.
Okay, I have learned to take that little time and let that sink in that, yeah, I did something nice. But the workaholic in me will is hunting for the next project, right?
Are you like, since you've said that, is it something that you really want and you feel you've got it, or you think that's just somewhere out there and you're going to get it sometime soon?
No, for me, I like to explore what all I can do. So
Huh.
I don't shy away from. For example, in 2017, my ex-owners ran away with my money. Filmfare went back to the franchise to India.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that time suddenly I was also the editor for Femina. I was a group editor for Filmfare and Femina for the Middle East. So both magazines
Right.
I was looking after. And suddenly they ran away.
Hmm.
Two things did not. I lost my throne. I lost my title. Everything. I had to start. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
it's like all the people, under you and things like that must have been
Also,
traumatic.
interview. Also, the what I've seen there at that 2017, I have learned something beautiful. It was through a lot of pain. It wasn't. I mean, no learning is without it comes with a certain. It crushes your ego. It crushes a lot of things about you. But what I learned there, first of all, invitations started declining because people are
Hmm.
looking at naturally, they're looking at the chair which wields power. Chair
Obviously,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
there, you are not relevant.
Yeah,
Yeah, so to
yeah,
understand to understand that life is this positions are also temporary. So people in power have very shaky chairs. Tomorrow it will not be there. What are you going to do about it?
exactly.
What are you going to do?
And the
What are
chair
you going
is
to
not
do
you.
when you
The
don't
chair
have the
is
banner under
you
which you
don't
are?
have the. Yeah, people tend to forget that. Yes.
Yeah, so if you don't have the banner supporting you, is anyone going to pick up your call? Now, if you have merit, people
Oh,
will pick up that call. 10, 20 people might not pick up, but two people will. And I build from the two again. That's what I can say. So I believe,
wonderful.
and in the same year, I wrote my first play. It's called JLT, just like that. Because I was
Okay.
living in an apartment.
Okay.
People were not talking to each other. So in some parts like all parts of the world, some areas, neighbors don't know each
Mhm.
other's faces. They don't even know who they are. They only meet in the lift. So my lift became my central character of the play. I wrote it with my friend Asad Raza Khan. And we wrote a play. It went on
Okay.
many reruns. It was very funny. People were laughing,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
that's the time I'm sitting in the audience, and I can see laughter, and I see my play being. I mean, I was just wrote it. I didn't direct it. I didn't act in it. I was watching the audience reaction, and I felt that, oh, I can make people laugh. So I felt that I have that in me. Sometimes you just don't know. Your self-esteem is gone somewhere.
Exactly. Maybe that was, 2017 was,
That year.
something, a cathartic
Yes.
era for you, something that changed.
I've never done events. I mean, I've done events for the magazine, but suddenly there is this lady
Mm.
who comes to me and says, asks me for advice that she had a jewelry brand. It was a artificial jewelry brand called Biori. And
Hmm.
couple comes to me. They used to advertise in Femina. Now Femina is not there, but they met me at a coffee shop at the Mall of the Emirates, and generally they were talking about how to take their business ahead. And I don't know what I said. I don't even remember the advice I gave them. Few next day, I get a call from them saying that yesterday you advised us. I don't know what I advised actually. I just was nice. I just generally said you
Mm.
advised that you should go solo. So I said, why do you want to be like in one small jewelry shop between 200 people? Like there are fairs. You'll have a small kiosk.
Right.
Nobody will know you. You should go solo, is what I had probably told them. I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Now you're going to do our show because you gave us this idea.
And you did it.
Yes, I did it with a friend of mine, Ambika Vora, who I look up to. And Ambika is more into events. I've not done events, but I could do the media partnership. And believe me, because people knew me from the media circle here in Dubai, never has like two, three television channels which usually never come together in one wall came together.
Right.
Like a Z would come with a before you would come with another colors. For example, I'm saying
Hmm.
they were all there to support me.
Fabulous.
So I was very touched because my fraternity, I just gave it a shot. For me, I had no clue whether I could pull it off or not. And in the middle of that, the lady whose event it was had a heart attack. She had a heart attack at 39. I was like,
Oh gosh.
done all this, what is going to happen now? But I sat next to her bed and worked. We had a great show. We had a fabulous show. Now and then another thing happened. There was a Dubai Women's Run. And the gentleman, Mr. Harmeek Singh, called me and said, आपके साथ काम करना है. मैंने कहा मैं तो रनर नहीं लगती हूँ. मैं क्या करूँगी आपके लिए?
Uh-huh.
आप कुछ करोगी मुझे पता है. अब कुछ करोगी मुझे पता है. Everybody, the people who worked with me at that time, I had not done anything other than journalism. But they looked at me and said, no, you will do something. Now that was confidence that I got from people. For what I don't know. I had no idea, but somebody was also putting money on me and he said, I will give you this advance and a big amount and said, आप कुछ करोगी मुझे पता है. Now क्या करूंगी? रन को कैसे प्रमोट करूं? And he's given me money. So it is mandrawing on my head, that money.
Huh.
I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. I'm talking about saying this all with gratitude, but also how it pushes you to think differently.
Exactly. Mm.
I had this WhatsApp group, the Facebook group, where because I wear saris daily, there's this WhatsApp group of professionals who wear saris.
Right, right. Yeah.
It's a closed group and it's very vanity prone that I wore this sari, you wear this sari, today is red day, the other day is a white color sari. And they're a very serious group of women, but because they like to wear saris, they post pictures of each other and it's a closed only women's group.
Right,
And
right.
I had written a poem on the sari, which I'll share with you sometime later,
Mhm.
which is a longish thing about my childhood and why I wear saris and stuff like that. And they had read it. They wanted me to come and recite the poem in their group, in their meeting. So I bought a
Right.
45 dirham ticket, which is like the chai nashta ka ticket. I went there and I presented the poem. And after I read out the poem, I told them, you girls, I will give you a national platform. Run in saris.
Oh, lovely. What
And
made you think of that idea?
because I had to do so,
Just that.
it just came. I just said, okay, what if I get them to run in saris? Because I had seen Milind Soman's mother run
Right,
in
right,
saris.
right. Running. Yes,
So
yes.
it
Huh.
immediately occurred to me that how will it be in a Dubai landscape? You have these women in saris running. I just came as a flash. And 33 women registered and ran in red cotton handloom saris. And today, the sari women are part of the Dubai Women's Run. I'm not part of the run anymore, but I initiated something in 2017 and they all ran 5 kilometers and they supported the weaver. They all
Amazing.
red cotton handloom saris, supporting the weavers of India who from whom they've sourced these saris. So it became, and the interesting thing is, for the first time, an Indian was helming the run. Harmeet Singh was
Right,
least
right.
the
Huh.
runner. So it became very evident that Indian women were running. So it just came together.
All came together.
So what I realized,
Wonderful.
yeah, so more than anything else, what I realized was I'm good at content. And that content need not be a newspaper, a magazine, anything. Content is content.
Right.
It could be an event.
Hmm.
Create, because I know what journalists will come for. I know that this will be very attractive to cover for a journalist, right?
Right. Huh.
So I can create it so that they come.
Hmm.
And I was creating it very genuinely. It wasn't just forced into it. You know what I mean? The event and the running women became, everybody wrote about it, everybody came and they saw, they said, who are these goddesses running in red saris? So newspapers,
Right.
magazines covered it. So I realized that I could add value to anything. It need not be just a newspaper or a magazine, it could be an event. I wrote a play and I put in all about everything that I understand about racism, about gender, everything that I could put where characters who and the dialogues would be accordingly. So a lot of change was possible just because I could think laterally and incorporate all this within the work I was doing. So
Was it easy? Was it
I
easy in
didn't
terms
think,
of,
I'll tell you, we had hit rock bottom. I had lost 300,000 dirhams. I had to keep
hmm.
myself alive,
Right.
mentally alive, active. And when these
Did
things,
you even think of, did you at that point, you must have been really traumatized.
yes, I
At
was.
any point you thought of giving up or anything of that sort?
No,
Never.
for me, I believe in prayer, and I remember my Guruji at that time just told me one thing. When Filmfare went away, he just told me one line he gave me. He said, "You will bring it back." He just sent me that one line that you will bring it back. That one line defined, and in 1 year I brought it back under Danube.
Amazing. Hmm.
And because, and the song that I used to hear in loop every day for several times was Ye Hausla Kaise Jhuke, Ye Arzu Kaise Ruke from
Inspiring. Yeah.
yeah, that song. So Shafqat Amanat Ali song.
Hmm.
So I feel, and that song kept me alive because I couldn't give
So,
up.
so all these challenges, Manju, has spurred you on.
No,
It,
because
change.
I feel that the human spirit, all of us, the human spirit will be tested. And how you face up to that challenge is who you are. Giving up is not an option, has never been an option for me because of not having the privilege to give up.
Right.
Second, I believe that I'm like a river. If you stop me somewhere, I'll flow from somewhere else. Like, but I'll flow.
But you'll flow. You'll
I'll
flow
flow.
on.
I'll find a way.
Yeah.
It might not be like a thirsting sandstorm. I mean, like a shower of rain. Sometimes it'll become a nala, but it'll take its course. Then it will rain. Then
Whatever. Nala,
somewhere,
stream, river, ocean,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
You
So, but
flow
I
on.
feel that there are immense possibilities and tremendous amounts of patience and a lot of prayer. Prayer. I think I completely surrender to the will of God. I believe that I'm looked after. I started, journalism with a letter written to the editor who could have said no to me. Why did
Exactly.
I get the job? So I cannot give up. Because when I was saying no, up there somebody decided that this is going to be her profession.
This
Who
is
am
what,
I
this
to
is what,
who am I to interfere in that plan?
exactly. How
So I
did
just
the book happen? How did Rajan Lal's book happen?
Filmfare, so I was with Filmfare Middle East from
Right.
2011 onwards. 2011. I met you before that, remember? 2017,
Yes, of course.
2017,
Yes,
I met you.
yes,
2017, I met you.
yes.
That is when that thing had happened. You have met me exactly at that time.
Yeah.
So, and
But
18,
I couldn't see a bit of trauma on your face, honestly.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
love your spirit. Anyway, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so during my second stint with Filmfare Middle East, which was with Mr. Rizwan Sajan, I had gone to interview Mr. Rajan Lal because Rajan Lal is Mr. Rizwan's friend, and he has helped
Right.
bring a lot of celebrities to our events because they are his friends, like Shatrughan Sinha.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
met Mr. Lal in Oman in 2019 when he had just gotten his, I think he had come with Shatrughan Sinha, who had just changed his party that day. He had changed
Okay.
from one party to another, and he had still come because he had given a word to his friend that I'll come. So Oman met, I had briefly met him. I don't know about him. And then a lot of my friends used to talk about his parties and his flamboyant lifestyle and Rajan. I had never met him. And Mr. Rizwan Sajan once told me, why don't you go and interview him? I said, I went. I went to his house to interview him, a very thorough gentleman, uh, silver head, you know. And I went there, interviewed him, and I was talking to him. And while talking to him, I saw albums and albums that his mother had preserved of old photographs dating from 1924. And they were all with
Wow.
typed, typed caption like that. She used to own a printing press
Amazing.
next to
Uh-huh.
Handloom House in Kolaba, I think.
Right.
So she used to own a printing press. So she had, very meticulously draft, like Morarji Desai with their family or Devanand. If you see the book, you've read the book, you know what I mean. It's got so many pictures of all these dignitaries, and they were all there. So I looked at him, and being the literature person, I'm very fond of history, especially all of this is very, very dear to me because it's priceless. This archive is priceless. I could see the value of the book because here for him it was a family heritage that he had
Right.
his mother.
Yeah.
But I saw in it something far bigger because film
Hmm.
archival, I saw it as an archival book which could actually add so much to film history because it was not mainstream narrative, it was a subaltern narrative. It wasn't an
Right.
actor speaking about his life. This was a
Right.
producer, a man who was also a producer. He didn't start, but he had so many friends. He had a insight into, he's an outsider and insider in the film industry. And he became the dubbing king of India.
Right.
So for me, those voices are very important as literature, since it's all about literature also for me. For me, I thought this was a great topic to discuss. And coming from Dubai, because दुबई से लिटरेचर लोग इंडियंस के अंदर ज्यादा एक्सपेक्ट ही नहीं करते हैं, यहाँ से सीधा लोग यूरोप जाते हैं, सोचते नहीं कि यहाँ के लोग भी क्रिएट कर सकते हैं कुछ. You know what I
Of
mean?
course. Hmm.
A lot of wealth of literature in this part of the world, but I just thought we should acknowledge it. Why not create something from it? There's a lot of things with the book, and it just came together. And then I told him, sir, आपका तो 1200 वर्ड्स में मैं इंटरव्यू नहीं लिख देती हूँ अभी, पर 1200 वर्ड्स में कैसे करूंगी आपका इंटरव्यू? इसके लिए तो आपको किताब लिखनी चाहिए. तो बोले, मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने बोला है, बट आई कांट राइट एंड ऑल. विल यू राइट इट फॉर मी? So I'll write it. All that you have to do is you have to give me many, many hours of your days. I'll just put the record.
Right.
You just have to speak. I will write. So he agreed and we started writing. It took me 4 years because he was traveling. I had a full-time job that time. I started when I was still with Filmfare. I told asked Mr. Rizwan Sajan, and he said, "Chalo, chalo, likho, likho." So with his
Mhm.
permission, I started writing. On weekends, I would meet Mr. Lal because office tha. Then after I quit, I continued writing. And then he fell sick. Then बहुत कुछ हुआ. This is 2021 we started in June.
It's
And
a very thorough book, like very, very thorough. The pictures are amazing, of course. It's like you said, it's like
treasure, treasure.
film history. It's
It's
a
like
treasure trove.
archival. And it's
Honestly, yeah. But there must have been a lot of challenges in between, na? Manju, to write such a
challenges
thorough
से
book.
ज्यादा क्या था ना, it had to look seamless because 4 साल लग गए, but the
Yeah,
narrative did
exactly.
not sound boring or bored, because writing can get tedious because you keep going back to the
Right,
same
right,
material.
right.
Same material again and again and again and again and again. How many times? And sometimes what happens is and again, when someone narrates his or her life story, they go back to different eras of their life. They'll say, जब मैं 4 साल का था ये हुआ, फिर 14 साल का था ये हुआ, 26 का ये हुआ, फिर ये हुआ. But you can't write it like that.
Exactly, exactly.
You have to
Yeah.
write it first. Who was he? Where did he come? His mother, his father, his grandparents, his growing up. How did he come to Bombay? So you have to now completely map out his life. It's a very difficult process. Even if you were to write your own book, will you
No,
remember
no, of course, I
seventh
can
standard?
understand. Yeah,
How was that? You have to go into that mode of 14 years when you are,
right.
and then, so it's difficult for him as well. And then we had to verify. So we had help. It's not that I did everything on my own because I wrote the book. We had to verify it with publishers in Mumbai as well. So
Right, right.
sometimes with memory, you might not remember the right thing. Na? You might say for instead of Filmfare, if somebody says Stardust, because they would have thought it is. But no,
Obviously, yeah.
you have to now go back and say, no, this is not possible. It has to be this. That verification has
Right.
to be done because now it's going to be public. It can't be wrong. And so many instances, na? So many people's names, and there were so many things that people shouldn't object to. तो वो थोड़ा,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then again, apart from that, to make the tone very modern. It has
Hmm.
it can't be sexist, it can't be racist, it can't be all that.
Right, right.
It has to be also
It's very,
that is where the writer comes. Yeah.
yeah. See, the book was, I mean, I enjoyed reading it. It was simply written. There was no fluff or anything. It was wonderfully written. There was a nice flow to it.
Yeah.
You wanted to read more. That kind of,
Because it
I
was
really
narrated.
enjoyed.
Because it was narrated
Yeah,
to me. And in the way I understood the narration after all the editings that I had done in my mind, because it went through a lot of editing. First, me.
I'm
So I
sure.
edited to
Sure.
soften the blows, soften the words. Not sometimes because when you speak, you don't speak the way you write, right? There's such a big difference.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you have to color the edges. You have to make it a little more, use smaller words and not try to make it repetitive. So there is a lot of craft also, which comes into the
That
focus
goes.
of so many
That's
years. You realize that, and again, chapters can't be too long because people get bored. So you'll have to
exactly. Yeah.
create smaller
Yeah.
chapters, make it more pictorial because people like pictures. They will like to only, some of them will only look at pictures.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
620 pages. How many people sit and read
No,
6?
it ticked all the boxes. It
Yeah, so
was
I
really
had
a
to
good.
go with that whole thing about no, this is where it cuts, this is where it'll be, this is how it'll be structured. And then his testimonials, and he was very participative. Mr. Lal has the book is his story, but he's also been very immersively participative in every aspect of the book, including
One.
reading the book. He wouldn't write it, but I would read out the book to him.
Uh-huh.
I would read it out because he wouldn't read. So I will
Exactly. Yeah.
read it out to him. And he'll say, ye word hata do, isko nikalo. So we've created it together. Though I'm the writer of the book and he's a subject of the book, he didn't stop just being that. Right. And then we've gone to publishers together looking for publishers. We have gone looking for layout artists. We have met 100, not 100, at least a few number of people who will design the book for us and look at their designs and decide this design will be good. Because he's a Sai Baba Bhakt. So if you see the entire book, may the stamp of Sai Baba is there.
Yes.
So we wanted to make it
Oh,
I wanted to make it very personal for him. That every book is blessed by Sai, you know? And
right, right.
small elements, if people can see. And then the shoot, the cover shot. We shot the cover in Dubai.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. Lal is such a like he's so participative that he had 4 suits with him and he would change and the photographer would play I did it my way and then he would pose and then tell him how to look and how to stand and so that whole process of what the cover is going to be was also a big part of the book.
Thing and all that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes. So
See, Manju,
we have
you
2 minutes
carved your
left.
set.
2.5 minutes.
Sorry?
We have only
Oh God. Yeah. So
yeah.
you carved your name in Dubai. Okay. And you have stuck to your individuality. You have not moved. You've got your sari, you've got your bindi. You've stuck to your entire persona.
Yeah.
Was it difficult?
No, it
Right?
was
You're
not.
gorgeous,
Initially, people used to say that, "अरे ये क्या है? आंटी की तरह आ रही है." Now they look at me and say, "आज क्या हुआ? साड़ी नहीं पहनी."
Acha, like that.
Stubborn. I have been very stubborn with my choices, and I am a stubborn person. Also, this is my passport in this country.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
very proud.
So how do you stay grounded? You stay grounded. There's your style, your presence, the way you
I don't
are,
know any
your
other.
story.
I don't know why. See, grounded. So aren't we all grounded? I mean, I don't know why do we need to put a facade for anything? You are grounded.
Exactly.
Are you putting a facade for anything? No, this is me. If I look like this, if I put on weight, I'm not going to change. See, simple. I don't know how to explain this, but I don't wait for validation.
Okay.
It's okay.
You know,
You don't
same
like
for
me.
me.
You don't like me, you don't like me. I can't help it. I'm not going to people
Right.
please you. You don't like me? I'll be polite to you. Okay, it's your choice. It's like writing an article. Some people will like you, some people will not like it. So I'm like that article.
Right. Okay. You this is very, very briefly. You've interviewed some of the biggest names, around.
Yes.
Any kind of conversation or moment that has left a lasting impression.
Always, always, always Irfan. There's nobody
Irfan
like him. There's no one like him. And so much of love and compassion and human connection he had with people. I think his loss felt personal. No actor I have cried for so much.
as
Irfan.
much as him.
Irfan.
What's next for you, Manju?
My own book. And let's see. I did a small event with Salman Khan promoting Sikandar. I am
Lovely.
open. I can never say that this is what I'll do next. God will put something on my path and I'll just follow it. I don't
And
plan.
you'll keep on flowing your way.
I have to flow. That's my nature, I think, and I keep till the time I merge with the ocean, which is which is him. I will continue to do whatever is ordained for me because I feel this was ordained for me. So how can I think